G'day team, W221 here with another video today on the channel featuring the W221 S600. We're giving it its 1 yearly oil service after we rebuilt it last year, rebuilt the motor. Not a full rebuild obviously, but a sort of heads off rebuild. And if you're wondering what this marking is here, when I was asleep the other night, my cat jumped on the bed and didn't realize I was there obviously for some stupid reason and literally grabbed onto my mouth when I was dreaming and scared the shit out of me. But anyway, I was bleeding and stuff, so I had to get up but yeah, I haven't been I guess punched by anyone. I've just been punched by a cat. So yeah, get these glasses off. Sore eyes. So we'll get into the job now. We'll get the 335i off the hoist, and we're going to take that for a quick drive. Just get a coffee, come back, and we'll get stuck into the 221 and see how we go. It did have a blue smoke issue a few days ago, but it hasn't returned. I've been driving it a lot and there hasn't been any more blue smoke, so we'll have a look underneath and see what's going on. But yeah, not a lot we can do there. We'll just give her an oil change and see what the oil's like and see how clean the filter is, because that'll tell us obviously if there's any major wear going on down there. So let's get stuck into it. Right team, S600's up on the hoist, ready to go. Lovely dog shit on the floor from the dogs shitting on the driveway and me backing over it, so we've got a lovely scent. We've also got lovely summer weather here in beautiful New Zealand. Perfect, nice wet summer's day. May as well be in the US where it snows, I guess, and it's real cold. Anyway, we've got the star diagnostics running. We've got WIS open, which we don't really need to be honest, but what we're going to do first is just, for the sake of it, pretending that we're a proper Mercedes garage, we're going to read the service code from the car to put into WIS. What's it called? MSS, I think it's called. Don't even know what that word means. Something service system, maintenance service system maybe. But basically, what we do is we put the key in. Whoop, that was a dumb idea. Anyway, put the key in, turn it to the first notch. We hold the OK and the answer button until we get a menu pop up. So you're here. So we go down to Assist Plus Workshop using this. We go Workshop Code. And then we've got 860E as the workshop code. Oh, now I don't know what this actually is, team. What is this? Usually it gives you a workshop code and a, okay, well let's try it. 860E, we'll type that in now. Right, so 860E is our workshop code, so we've put that in here, team. Our current case is 182,050, basically, roughly. Remaining days is 30. I don't think we need any of that to be honest, but we'll just type it in for the sake of it. And remaining distance is 2,000. So it also says we need the full VIN. So we're 221 176. I'll just enter that quickly off the vehicle and let's continue. Cool team, so we've put the VIN in, we've selected those details. Now we select the service sheet. More than one service sheet is available for this vehicle. Please select the one you require from the list. For service, economy service B, up to code 808. I'm not sure what that is, but that's obviously to do with special protection vehicles, so we're not that one. We'll just do the economy service B. Spreadsheet here. Specify additional options. Interesting. Perform additional interval-based option protection vehicles, we're not that. Replace brake fluid, we're not doing that. Replace activated charcoal dust filter. Interesting, air filter element. I've already done that, so that's fine. We'll just tick it actually. I did it recently. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Sliding roof. I actually recently did that as well. I did the sliding roof, which is good. Panoramic sliding roof, clean lubricate the guide mechanism. I've done that. Interesting, replace coolant. We've sort of done this, to be honest, most of this really, in the last year. Pretty much everything on this list, except for spark plugs. Display service sheet. Now, I'm not going to actually do everything, team. I'm not going to do spark plugs and stuff like that, just because I don't have them on me and things, but, and we did recently do them, and when I say recently, probably about 4 years ago now. 3 years ago. So here's all our info here. Oil refill 9 litres, blah 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 blah. Brake system, perform brake test, vehicle exterior, check all the headlamps. That's one thing we actually need to do as well, is clean water drains, check fluid, check power steering. Cool. We'll just sort of whiz through this as we go. I'm not going to necessarily print this, because if I had a printer in here I would actually, but we're just going to work through it. Just do a brief check of things. We're not going to do the spark plugs. We've done the air cleaner filter, so that's fine, and we've got engine oil as the main one here, so we'll do that with other checks as well. So today's video is going to be, the headlight. This one's faulty. I'm hoping the bulb I've got is going to be sufficient. I've got a brand new bulb already on the shelf, luckily, so we can get in behind here and pull that cover off and remove that xenon bulb. Hopefully we don't have to move the coolant reservoir. We shouldn't have to get stuck in. So let's start by pulling everything off. Right team, so she's up on the hoist. We've put the headlight back for now. I haven't fully taken the headlight out just because the replacement headlight has a ballast built into it, and the one I have on the shelf isn't actually the right one. So luckily I haven't fully disassembled it, because it would have been a waste of time. But we've got the cover off the bottom now, and yeah, everything's really good still. So year on team, if we look up in here, there's no oil leaks or weeping anywhere. It's all nice and dry. Same on this side. Everything's nice and dry, which is very good. The pan's nice and dry, nothing at all, no weepage or anything. The only part that's still got a little bit of light oil, a little bit more actually, is the bottom of the main upper pan here. So you can just see at the back there. Again, it's minor, it's only sort of originated from the back part of the pan. I think it's just coming down from possibly the mounting at the back of the pan to the block. But everything else is really tidy. There's no oil leaking on the starter or the turbo manifold off the back of the turbo from the exhaust side. I do think there's just a little bit of weepage, very, very minor, over a whole year, seepage on the back of that pan there. So I'll just take this off for the sake of it, just to have a quick further look, but we'll also start dumping our oil out now. Right team, so just checking the car underneath. Rear rotors, they're good. The actual brake pads themselves. Right team, just checking the car itself briefly. So the rear left axle, brake disc's good, shaft boots are good, inner boots fine. The rear diff's good. It does have a little bit of build up on it, so I don't know if it's got a very slight weep somewhere, but nothing to worry about. New flex discs are still obviously mint. Rear right looks good. Shock's good, it's not leaking. Same with the side, shock's not leaking. Our ABC shocks from ABC Specialists, which you should not buy anything from. All looking good, good, good. Our rear brake pads are probably about 50%. The discs are fine. Check this side too. Same on this side, 50% worn. Our tread is nice on the back here. We've still got probably about 45% life on these tyres, and they're already a couple of years old. Good. No uneven wear. This side, maybe a teeny bit more wear on the inner edges here. Bad, I can see. So that's good. Everything's still in order in the back here. Everything's still in order here. We've got our lovely dog shit on the tyre here. So just checking this tyre, avoiding the dog shite. Again, the tread's pretty good on this one. No damage on the tyre. Good. I'll clean this car afterwards. Our pads are about probably similar, 50%. The rotor itself looks real good still. Very good. No lip at all. A little bit of very minor sort of warping, rippling on the disc itself. This tyre here, same with this one. About 50% as well. Discs are good. Happy with that, perfect. We've got new lower control arms, so these were put in about 2 months ago, just because there was quite a lot of play in this ball joint here. There's axial play in the ball joint, which you don't want, so we've replaced those. Again, we've had to use from memory. It took quite a lot to get these out of here and this out of here. So you've got to sort of depressurize the ABC arm, and then you've got to use like a puller to pull to pull this out, and it's got a little sort of alignment notch that goes into the control arm here. So we've obviously got brand new bushings, full brand new arms, so that's all nice and lovely. And if you look here, team, our keep forgetting the name of this arm, but it's like a thrust arm at the front here. It's got like a little bit of, from what I can tell, leakage. Yeah, might have a little tear in this ball joint here. So this arm here, a little bit of leakage on that ball joint. Again, nothing bad. I probably wouldn't bother replacing it. This looks to be original. It has a 07 stamp on it. And as you can see, even the bushing there, just starting to show minor cracks, but still not bad. I wouldn't, like, if you wanted to replace it for fun, you can, but I'm not going to bother right now. Maybe next service, or probably the service after even. It's still probably got a good 30,000 Ks in it, 20,000 Ks. Oh, man. Son of a bitch. That ball joint's okay. If you just want to again test the axial play on those ball joints, you can grab a pry bar and you're just sort of trying to push down on the ball joint to get it to sort of see if it compresses at all on that compression. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to do that team off camera, just quickly check those, but everything underneath looks good. Our tie rod ends are good. I checked those a while ago. Pretty happy with everything there. So yeah, everything is really looking good. We'll put our sump plug washer back in. Righty tighty. Just put it in a little bit like that, and then just wipe any excess, or ideally use brake cleaner. And then screw it all the way in, and then we're going to torque it to 25 Newton meters from memory, or just good and tight, like Shretton from M539 says. Good and tight. Sweet. So we'll bring her down now. We'll put these panels back on. We don't need to see anything else underneath. We'll put her down on the floor once we've torqued that bolt, obviously, and do the top end. So we've got the Marleaf OEM filter with our O-rings obviously, and our new filter element, basically the same as a genuine one. And we've got our coffee cup, which is acting as the block to make sure we don't drop anything in the oil system. So here's our old O-rings. They're still perfectly fine, like they're still rubbery and good, but obviously we just replace those anyway every time we chuck the old ones in the box. And then basically to remove the O-rings, again, you should use a pick tool like this. Just be careful you don't get the sharp edge scratching the actual filter housing, because you don't want to dig in and scratch the scratch this inner sort of bearing, you could say, in here. So you've got to do it in a way that you sort of like gently scoop under and then lift up and pull off, so you don't mark anything on the filter housing. And then we get our new ones. They usually come already semi pre-lubed, but I usually just put more lube on them, a bit more fresh oil on them. Especially this one. This is a key one, because this is sealing that oil pressure in the system, so you need to make sure it's well lubed. So usually I'll just get the oil container and just get my finger nice and wet, and then I'll just go it around like this. You can also use Vaseline, but the oil's there, so you just wrap it around like that. We'll do that with the other ones. So we've got 4 in total on the V12. Again, bring it over the top, work your way down, and then use your sort of finger to pull it down, and then sort of swing your way around the rest of it. There you go, nice. 2 more, one up the top here. Perfect. And uno mas, 1 more. Like that. Perfect. You'll see this has come off the base, so it just sort of clicks back into place, like this. It's always going to have a little bit of play in it, so don't be alarmed or anything. But obviously make sure there's nothing broken in there either, because you don't want it getting into the oil system. This one is actually exceedingly loose. It really shouldn't be this loose. But yeah, not a lot we can do about it. Now we've got the filter to put back on, so it's a nice clean filter, nothing's in it, nothing's blocking anything, so we slide it on there. And then you sort of want to use your hands like this and sort of make for it to click in like that. And you should see there's a good amount of clearance all around, and it's definitely bottomed out. Cool. Take this out. I like to just give the inner bore of the oil filter housing a quick wipe, just in case there's any sort of debris that could catch or damage the O-ring. Sweet. And then for good measure, just gonna re-lubricate around here like that, and then stick her in here and fill her up. Because I did have it on the 210 once where there was sort of like carbon, I don't know if it's carbon or oil sludgy sort of build up in there, and I put the filter housing back in, and then a few days later when driving it literally blew the seal and oil went everywhere. So you want to make sure that thread is clear, is clean. It's 25 Newton meters, but I just do it up where it sort of stops moving, and then I just give it a very gentle crank. You don't want to over tighten it because it's plastic, but you also want to make sure you've hit the sort of edge of where it does up. Cool, now we just chuck the oil in, team. 9 litres, let's go. Cool, all done team. The filter's clean, as I say, very little debris in there. Still a little bit of flecks of sort of coppery coloured bits and pieces in the bottom of the oil, the drain, what do you call it, the bloody the drain bucket. That's not the word for it, but you know what I mean. So there was a little bit of fleck in there, but again, no more than usual. This car has the same. It's always got a little bit of fleck in the bit of metallic looking bits and pieces in the bottom. Only very fine, obviously, nothing massive. So I'm gonna say that the oil's just as normal, so it's not anything major in there. Definitely nothing to suggest, like, say, a cylinder wall damage or anything like that, which may influence the blue smoke. Obviously, we could have something else going on, and there possibly is something else going on. We could replace up the front here, the PCV valve again, but I did replace that about 5 years ago. So I don't really think it would be that, but you never know. As I may have mentioned, we've already replaced the pulsation dampener on the pump again, and I did that when I first bought it, so everything doesn't last forever. But what we'll do now is we'll start her up. So we've got everything clear, everything's in place, the oil's in place, the cap's on, cool, good. So we'll start her up, let her run for a little bit. We drained about 8.4 litres and we've put about 8.7 or 8.8 back in, so I'm picking that'll be pretty much perfect. She does drink a little bit of oil over the time, but nothing major. Cool, start her up. Nice. No smoke from the exhausts. No. Clear as. Good. It's a good start. Everything's running smooth. Nice. Cool. Okay. That's pretty much it, folks. Let's just go for a quick drive and wrap it up. Right, team, in the 600 out on the road. It's actually the day after. Today's the 30th of December, so it's the day before New Year's Eve. So town's pretty busy actually. Normally we're pretty quiet the New Year period because everyone goes away, but it's still pretty busy. Anyway, I got a coffee, so we're going to check the oil level quickly. In saying that, we're actually on a bit of a lean here in the parking spot we're in, so maybe I won't check it right now, but I did check it before and it was pretty much bang on. 9 litres is what we want to have in the 600 and the M275. So I got a coffee, let's just go for a quick drive, but yeah, she's running pretty well. Nice. Started up good. We've still got the right hand dipped beam error message on the dash, team, so I'm gonna order from FCP Euro some new headlights. I'll just buy both lamps. So we'll get 2 brand new lamps. It's a nice E550, and replace those later on once we get them in. So they're not too expensive. I think they were like $55 US each on FCP Euro, which isn't really too bad for 2 xenon bulbs with a built-in ballast, from what I can see. So the car's driving real nice, team. Nice and cruisy. If you haven't already seen, I have another video, my Christmas 2023 Christmas thank you video, where I had a Aston Martin DB9 in the garage for a couple of days, and that was a lovely car to drive. The more I drove it, the more I liked it. And it just sounds a glorious exotic V12 6-litre naturally aspirated sound. But you know, I will tell you guys who have Mercs here and you know, question whether, you know, say an Aston is the ultimate car to have. I can tell you that hopping back in this car once I dropped it off, I was straight back at home, and I really enjoyed hopping back into this again, just for its comfort and just luxurious ride. But don't get me wrong, the DB9 was flipping amazing, and I'd love to have one of those in the garage as well. But you know, sometimes you hop in nice cars and then you hop back in your own car and you go, oh, this is shit, you know. But this car here, And even like the 211, the E55 and stuff, you know, they're just glorious cars. You always love hopping back into them again, even if you've been in something real nice for a few days. So yeah, she's running pretty good, team. Right, team, just a little back road, just a very gentle pull. Oh. Thankfully we have high speed limits here in Mexico, so you'll see that I have it stuck in third gear, so you lose a little bit of torque. So if you hold down the upshift, it'll go back into drive, and then if you use kick down again, you'll then get more pulling power out of it. Anyway, back on the main roads, team, off the private closed course road. We're just about home now, so yeah, everything seems to be running well. As with anything, we always just check the oil every couple of days and make sure that we are at the right level, and obviously continue to monitor it, especially older motors like this, higher mileage, especially if you've got AMGs like a 156 or 157 or 177 or 113s, you know, just keep an eye on that oil level and make sure you don't get it too low, because that will cause issues, especially if you're pushing it hard like we just did there on that closed road. So anyway, I'll find my gate opener and park her up, give her a clean, put her back in the garage, and probably get the 211 out and drive that for a few days over the New Year period. And yeah, anyway, I hope you have a good end of the year if you're watching this now, or most likely you'll be watching it in 2024, so I hope your year's going great. And yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.